ចាជាបឋមនាងខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាត់ទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមក្រឹកថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះថេរានុថេរៈគ្រប់ព្រះអង្គជាទីសក្ការៈនាងខ្ញុំនិងក្រុមការងារសូមគោរពជម្រាបសួរឯកឧត្តមប្រធានសាស្ត្រាចារ្យបណ្ឌិតដាំឆរីជាអគ្គមេបញ្ជាការដ៏ខ្ពង់ខ្ពស់ជាទីបំផុតចាជម្រាបសួរបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ទាំងក្នុងនិងក្រៅប្រទេសជាទីនឹករលឹកនិងជាទីស្រឡាញ់រាប់អានទស្សនៈស្ត្រីខ្មែរនៃឧត្តមក្រុមប្រឹក្សាយើងខ្ញុំសូមថ្លែងអំណរអគុណកន្លងមកដែលបងប្អូនទាំងអស់ដែលបានតាមដាននិងស្រាវជ្រាវនៅប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រទាំងអស់ដែលបានទាំងអស់នៅប្រវត្តិសាស្ត្រខ្មែរទាំងអស់ជាមួយនឹងយើងខ្ញុំសូមទោសចាហើយក៏ដូចជាថ្ងៃនេះដែរខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាខ្ញុំព្រះអង្គទាំងអស់គ្នាក៏ស្រាវជ្រាវនៅប្រវត្តិដ៏សែនជូរចត់មួយទៀតហើយដូច្នោះសូមបងប្អូនអញ្ជើញចូលរួមតាមដានទាំងអស់គ្នាជាមួយនឹងយើងខ្ញុំដែលនឹងមានការសំណេះសំណាលគ្នាជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសដែលមានក្មួយស្រីឆូវីជាអ្នកសម្រុះសម្រួលដើម្បីកុំឲ្យខាត់ពេលវេលាយូរនាងខ្ញុំក៏សូមអញ្ជើញក្មួយស្រីឆូវីសូមអញ្ជើញចា
ចាសូមអរគុណអ្នកមីងណារី Good evening and welcome back to Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint Show. And now I would like to introduce our panelists this evening. Right now we have Ms. CHHYNA CHAN, Ms. KALYAN NOU, and of course Mrs. NARY SUON. And my name is CHHOVY, but I am your host tonight. This is our 7th show and we are grateful for the support. Our 6th show last month was our most successful show and we are very grateful for the information contributor Luk Sorpich, Luk Songwa Mom, Luk Ta Bayon, and our last minute contributor was no one else than His Excellency, the 2 book on the Vietnamese communist Ho Yip Minh, The Dirty Doctrine to Swallow Our Khmer Land that goes back to the years 1600. Again, we appreciate it for your loyal support. Before we begin our show tonight, I would like to remind all Kon Khmer around the world that we are here tonight to awake some of Kon Khmer consciousness that we are about to be annihilated if we do not do anything about our land. The 4 of us here tonight will not allow our people to suffer, to lose our land any longer. We as Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady is to keep all Kon Khmer around the globe to inform of the real news so we can all join the forces, protect our sovereignty and our existence which was one called Khmer Empire. The last show we shared with you, all of you, was the killing continue after genocide by the Dirty Dozen. The ringleader is Hun Sen. Tonight we are going to take a little further into how they break us down at the hand of our own people. As the result of killing of innocent life never cease, they use the Khmer leaders to loot our national treasure and chase our people from their land. My fellow Khmer out there, this path of destruction only to lead to sovereignty annihilation. Not to get ahead of myself, I would like to come back to our topic tonight. And the topic is the looting continue to destroy and annihilating Khmer existence. Our talk tonight, we are going to share with our audience a brief beauty of Angkor Wat and her rich history. Then we will cover the dark history during this evil regime that involved the looting of our natural treasure by the foreigners. And of course, we will share that the Supreme Council of Khmer Helpline for Rescue to bring the solution on how to end this dark history and give the glory back to Khmer land and its people which were once before. And hello, lady, how are we doing tonight? And welcome back, Nary.
Thank you. I am doing great tonight. I am looking forward with the lady Viewpoint. So tonight, CHHOVY.
And how about your own Kalyan?
I am doing great, Bong. Just like Bong Nari, I am looking forward to coming to my ladies Viewpoint show with you and Bong Nari and On CHHYNA.
Thank you, On. Now, On CHHYNA, how are you doing? I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you.
Yes, I have noticed that you all occupy with your two grandchildren. By the way, how are they doing?
They're doing very well. I am very tied up with them like 24/7 every day.
Thank you. I understand the little one is pretty much a newborn. How many months now, On?
Well, thank you for asking, Bong. The little one is now, he's 4 years old. He's actually, no, I'm sorry, he's 4 months old. Bong Mao's, on the other hand, has been a great help. He is juggling between the Supreme Council artworks and helping me with our two active grandchildren. As parents, we all know that we try to provide our best support to our children the best way that we can.
That's wonderful, On. Yes, we all as responsible parents, we must bear our responsibility. Now let us come back to our topic tonight and talk about our responsibility and as the citizen of this great nation and heritage, which was called the Great Khmer Empire. So therefore, tonight we all cover the following 7 areas. Number 1, history, civilization. Number 2, the beauty of Khmer land. Number 3, destruction. Number 4, who responsible for the looting. Number 5, who got the benefit from this looting. Number 6, who suffer and the result. And the last one, number 7, the solution. On Kalyan, let us start with you on history. What can you share with us on the history of the great heritage?
Thank you, Bong, for the opportunity for me to share our great heritage. Since we have a lot to talk about tonight, I am going to talk, not to talk too much about Angkor Wat, just enough. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, that Angkor Wat is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Angkor Wat was originally built by King CHHYNA II in the 12th century. It was originally built as a Hindu temple, and later Angkor Wat was used as a place of worship after Cambodian monarchy changed to Buddhism a few centuries later. Angkor Wat has the outer boundary of nearly 6 kilometers and an area about 200 hectares. The height point is the peak of the main temple with the height of 65 meters. Cambodian culture is dominated by the Khmer people, who make up between 90 to 95% of the population. Our Khmer rich culture and history that stretches back to many centuries. And you know what? One of the best features of the Cambodian culture is the warmth of the Cambodian people, Bong.
Thank you, On Kalyan. Now let us talk about the beauty of Angkor Wat, the rich natural resources, the beautiful of the land, such as the forest and the lake, known as the Le Sap Lake. We are going to have a short video of the beauty of Angkor Wat. Please play the video.
That Angkor Wat is one of 7 wonders of the world. Angkor Wat was originally built by King Suryavarman II in the 12th century. It was originally built as a Hindu temple, and later Angkor Wat was used as a place of worship after the Cambodian monarchy changed to Buddhism a few centuries later. Angkor Wat has the outer boundary of nearly 6 kilometers and an area of about 200 hectares. The highest point is the peak of the main temple. Angkor Wat has 398 rooms, connected by 1,500 meters of the corridor. Upstairs, with 5 interconnected towers with 3 floors of architecture, including the highest tower up to 65 meters, 4 40 meters high towers. Cambodian culture is dominated by the Khmer people, who make up between 90 to 95% of the population. Khmer rich culture and history that stretches back for many centuries. One of the best features of Cambodian culture is the warmth of the Cambodian people. At a time when London had perhaps 30,000 people, the Greater Angkor probably encompassed between 600,000 to 1 million people. The latest official estimate of the population of London per the national statistics, the Greater London population estimated almost 9 million in 2016. And as today, Siem Reap, the province where the temple was built, Angkor Wat, the population is about 1 million people.
Well, thank you. That is absolutely beautiful. Nami, do you have any comment on this video?
Yes, Khmer, it is our most beautiful treasure, Angkor Wat. I am very mad from all this looting, Khmer.
Thank you, Nami. I agree with you. Now, On Kalyan, please tell us a little more about Angkor Wat.
So, Bong, I'll be honored to. You know, every time I think about Angkor Wat, my body just gets goosebumps. It's just so, this piece of gem is so incredible. You know, Angkor Wat is the beautiful culture gem and the largest monument in the world, with nature everywhere to accommodate those stunning, stunning temples. Angkor Wat, the largest temple in the temple city, and that was built in 1113 to 1150 AD, which features both Apsara and Devada. Angkor Wat has 398 rooms connected by 1,500 square of corridor, upstairs with 5 interconnected towers with 3 floors of architecture, including the highest tower up to 65 meters, 4 40 meters high towers. At a time when London had perhaps 30,000 people only, the Greater Angkor Wat probably encompassed between 600 to 1 million people. Long.
Thank you. Nami, can you share with us a little about Angkor Wat also?
Yeah, our culture and history are reading are all over the Angkor Wat wall. is in Sanskrit and Malay. CHHOVY.
Thank you for a brief information about Angkor Wat. Own Kalyan and Nami, thank you so much. Now let us talk about the rich natural resources that we have, the forest lake and the land that provide lively support to our Cambodian people for many centuries. Own CHHYNA, can you share with us on this subject? Let us start with the forest, then the lake.
Bong, the beauty of our land is incredibly beautiful before the looting started. In 1973, Cambodia had 13.14 million hectares of total forest, and 7.6 million hectare was dense forest. The beauty of the land is magnificent. It has freshwater lake in the region, which is the Lay Sap River. The Lay Sap River rivers flow during the Mekong flood in the summertime. Long.
Thank you, On Kalyan, what is the size of the Lay Sap, and please share some of the detail of the lake.
Sure, Bong. This is a unique lake, Bong. The flow of the Lay Sap tributary is reversed and water is pushed into the Lay Sap lake, increasing its surface area from around 2,500 square kilometers to 16,000 square kilometers. Now, when flooded, Lay Sap Lake increases to 5 times its lower water size, creating a large lake in Southeast Asia and supplying one of the most productive freshwater fishery on Earth. The annual catch of the Lay Sap is estimated to be between 180 tons to 250 tons per year, Bong.
Thank you, On Kalyan, for the detail. And now let us talk about the other natural resources and being looted at the alarming rate. This sand mining that began conducted by the bloodsucker Hun Sen Syndicate. CHHYNA, can you share with me some information on this?
Yes, of course, Bong Stray. Sanding is a huge deal in engaging business nowadays. This is a massive destruction to the environment in Cambodia. The sand mining operations account for 85% of worldwide miner extraction, and it is 70 billion industry. Practicing big business in Cambodia comes with a price. Bong Stray, well, however, the country relies upon the Mekong River for commerce and transportation. At the same token, it extensively dredging to harvest sand, which fundamentally changing its ecosystem and eroding its bank. The majority of sand exporting to Singapore came from Cambodia coast, but were banned in 2017. The environmentalist Van Houten, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, who spent time in prison for his activism, said sand mining along the Mekong River has continued a record pace. He also mentioned that the Phnom Penh is transformed to the skyline through the surface of what was known as a city of lake. Despite loud protests, Bong, during that time, Phnom Penh biggest lake, Bangkok, was filled in with sand from the Mekong to create more land for the construction. It was the largest of 12 lake and wetland that have disappeared from the city.
Well, thank you, CHHYNA. Nami, do you know about the sand mining?
Yes, Khmer. This sand mining is done by Hun Sen family. This family continue to suck my blood. They must go, Khmer.
You, CHHYNA and Nami.
You're welcome.
On Kalyan, what about the ocean right? I understand back in year 1982, Hun Sen regime lost 70,000 square kilometers of ocean floor to Thailand, Vietnam.
Bong, that's for sure, Bong. On our previous show, we did cover the loss of the ocean floor to foreigners due to Hun Sen's stupidity. Now, all these stupidities or these acts of treason gave away 70,000 square kilometers of ocean rights to Vietnam and Thailand back in 1982 and 1985, if I am not mistaken. And let me break it down for everyone here. This is about 2/3 of the 95 30,000 square kilometers of ocean area. Okay, I'm going to break it down for everyone here. One, Cambodia lost ownership of two islands, Koh Tral and Koh Tralat. Two, lost 30,000 square kilometer of ocean area to Vietnam, lost 30,000 square kilometer to area to Thailand, and lost another 10,000 square kilometer was put into a commercial joint venture consortium to Vietnam. Again, this is the total of 70,000 square kilometer of ocean area that we lost. Well,
yeah, Kalyan, can you tell us the loss of the potential revenue of the 70,000 square kilometer ocean floor to the that we lost to the Vietnam and Thailand in back in year 1982?
Well, per the International Monetary Fund and United Nations Development Program, quoted that the potential revenue is about billions of dollars per year from the potential oil revenue from Block A that was awarded to Singapore firm that's called KrisEnergy. Now, this reserve Block A reserves might contain as much as 700 million barrels of recoverable reserves. And now the 30,000 square kilometers overlapping claim that we had an issue with Thailand would produce hundreds of billions of potential revenue. The Block A covers a 6,278 kilometers area in shallow water with 120 kilometers off Cambodia coast in the Gulf of Thailand. And now that 70,000 square kilometers that we lost would translate it into trillions of US dollar.
What is the objective output of the oil?
Per the report by the KrisEnergy, Singapore projected about up to 10,000 barrels per day.
Wow, thank you, On Kalyan. Now let us talk about the forest on China.
Yeah, Bong Srai, Cambodia has one of the worst deforestation rates in the world. Since 1970, Cambodia's primary rainforest cover went from over 70% in 1970 to 40% until today. Worse, Cambodia deforestation has been accelerating over the past decades, largely a product of industrial plantations expansion, logging, and conversions for agriculture. According to research led by Matthew Henson of the University of Maryland, just over 40% of Cambodia is densely forest now.
Only 40% of the land is the forest from 70%, while it is almost 50% deforestation. China, can you share how we lost much of the forest in year 1970?
Yes, of course, Bong. Here it is. This is sad when discussing Cambodia natural resources. The alarming rate of looting began in 1979 during the Vietnamese communist invasion. Per our research, the country deforestation is roughly about 1% annually between 2000 to 2012. This gave it the fourth highest deforestation rate among major forest countries. On top of it, Cambodia is home to more than 521 species of birds, 127 mammals, and 116 reptiles. So these bird mammals and reptiles are facing extinction very shortly. As stated, Cambodia has one of the fastest rate of forest loss in the world. So much of forest has been cleared for rubber plantations and timber by Hun Sen Syndicate.
Kalyan, can you translate it into the land area? Thank you, by the way, Tina. Thank you, On.
You're welcome.
For only 18 years, Cambodia lost nearly 2.2 million hectares of tree cover between 2001 and 2018. The annual rate of loss increased by 300% during the same period. Again, per the data from the Global Forest Watch dashboard shows that since 2001, Cambodia has lost about 24% of its tree cover, a much higher percentage than larger forest countries, including Brazil and Indonesia. Here's another data. According to the non-governmental organization, Open Development Cambodia, the country is losing its forest at a rate of 2,000 square kilometer, which translated to 770 square miles per year, with 7% vanishing over the last 12 years. Well,
that is sick. You know, the damn king and the traitor leaders allowed this to happen to our beautiful forest. Ming, would you like to add anything about our forest?
Yes, CHHOVY, thank you. I remember our forest was so beautiful and very, very green. This evil government destroyed our Khmer land.
Yes, that is for sure, Ming. What happened to the wildlife on China? Can you share with us, please?
Yes, the wildlife sanctuary is rich and diverse wildlife, Bong, from tigers to monkeys. It is endangered because of the quick disappearing of the forest.
I am very curious about this kind of a timber or being cut down by these bloodsuckers.
Bong, much of the illegal timber that harvested in Cambodia are extremely valuable and endangered rosewood. It is being smuggled into neighboring Vietnam, and of course end up at the end user, which is no other than China.
What is the estimate value worth that this syndicate robbed from our land? China, please share.
Well, there is no exact number to report, but I assure you that the number and value also in the multi-million dollars each year. However, per data we have collected and also verified, despite a ban on the export of raw timber, the Environmental Investigations Agency reported that in 2015, Vietnam imported 385 million in US dollars worth of timber from Cambodia. Well, this is our natural resources, which belongs to our people. So the revenue should go to the government budget every year. 385 million US dollar per year. This is a lot of money, don't y'all think? This is about 5% of national budget if it $8 billion per year.
Thank you, On. Now let me clarify here. KALYAN said that timber harvesting is illegal, and then On China said it's banned. In other words, you both clearly stated that the government is incompetent and protecting the syndicate.
Oh, well, there's no doubt about that. This government is part of the syndicate, mainly the Hun family. Hun Sen called for action against the illegal destruction of forests, but illegally logging has continued. He even pledges to cut off his own head if he could not stop the illegal harvesting timber. There is a report by the Environment Investigation Agency, EIA, report said that between November of 2016 and March of 2017, approximately $13 million in bribe were paid to local authorities.
Wow.
The Hun family and his gangster must be brought to justice, lady.
Thank you, Ming. I like that. So all this thief must be put on trial in the agriculture sector. What can you share with us today on KALYAN and on China? I'm going to start with KALYAN first.
Ladies, our agriculture sector is one of the strongest rice producers in the region. We were behind Thailand in the 60s due to the quantities. But in 2012, 2013, and 2014, the Cambodia jasmine rice captured the One World Best Rice Award. You know, with this kind of success, Hun Sen's son-in-law got involved, and he destroys the spirit of the Cambodia Jasmine Rice Production Association after that. And the hardworking producer will cut off from their any large export contract, and Hun Sen's company were awarded. Due to Hun Sen's inexperience in the rice industry, the failure to produce and meet the buyer's demand. This is another example of this evil family continue to suck every drop of Khon Khmer blood.
Yes, thank you, on KALYAN. China, what is the agreeable land that we have for the rice farming?
Bong, our research data in 2008, the agreeable land was about 2.1 million hectares. 80% of our populations are farmers. As of April 13, 2020, about 2.6 million families owe money to microfinance or some sort of lending. The current total is about 10 billion, an average of $3,850 based on per family or individual. And what do you think, Bong? With the COVID-19 pandemic going on, and now Hun Sen endorsed the lenders to call in any loans that are in delinquency. To me, the farmers are slowly being chased off their lands, and the bankers will take over their land as well. And guess what? Who are the bankers? There are no other than the Vietnamese Communist Party and the Chinese Communist Party behind the microfinancing.
Thank you, Onchina and Netming.
Of course, Bong, thank you.
Yes, about this microfinancing, Netming.
Yes, this bank is owned by the Vietnamese Communist Party mostly, and when the people cannot pay back, they end up with losing their land.
Yes.
Moi.
Yes, thank you, Netming. China, let us talk about the party that got benefit from the looting.
Bong, the traitor Prime Minister Hun Sen's political career has built on feeding the mouth on those who supported him. Global Witness investigation have revealed time after time again, his small cabal for cronies have pillaged state asset with devastating consequences. The richer get richer and more powerful. The incentive are in favor of keeping Hun Sen in power long. I would like to restate a quote by Emma Burnett, the Global Witness campaigner long. She stated that an international efforts to tackle the premier's corrupt and dictatorial reign must also aim at those who bankroll his regime.
You know what? This is like corruption to the core. The Hun family is the bloodsucker. They looted from all KALYAN Khmer and continue to loot our national treasures. How are they profiting? Where is the profit from? Who is the part of the gangster? What is their corruption network? Lady, please share your thought.
I am so upset of this blood-sucking family that steal from our people. Moi.
Yes, they have been doing this for, the last 41 years, and now their time has come to the end, and soon. On Kalayan, if you could share your thought about this family.
Sure, Bong. What I am about to share is public information that had been published on an open media for quite some time now. This corruption network that Hun Sen created to suck KALYAN Khmer blood, which backed by the royal palace, no other than the Vietnamese spy Monique Easy. Hun Sen's corruption networks is quite deep-rooted because the Vietnamese Communist and the Chinese Communist Party are the architectures of this network, Hun Sen is in power due to his willingness to trade off our sovereignty and existence for his power and his family benefit. As mentioned in our last show, since 1979, we lost 70,000 square kilometers of ocean floor to Thailand and Vietnam. That value in potential revenue in the trillions of US dollars. And in 1999, the joint venture with Vietnam, Laos, known as CLD, Development Triangle Area, created an economic zone that Vietnam as the principal operator for 99 years agreement. Well,
yes, you are right on Kalayan. This network structured by the communist groups, Vietnam and China communists to annihilate us. Okay, now we have 10 tycoon that all Hun Sen crony that looting Khmer blood. I need Kalayan and Onchina to take turn and briefly name them and their business and affiliation with Hun, the Hun family. But before you ladies start, we have another short video on the 10 tycoon. Please play the video.
who profits from the blood of Khmers. In 1973, Cambodia had 13.14 million hectares of total forest, and 7.6 million hectares was a dense forest. Since 1970, Cambodia's primary rainforest cover went from over 70% in 1970 to 40% today. Cambodia's deforestation has been accelerating over the past decade, largely a product of industrial plantation expansion, logging, and conversion for agriculture. According to research led by Matthew Hansen of the University of Maryland, just over 40% of Cambodia is densely forested now. Only 40% of the land is forest from 70%, which is almost 50% deforestation. This video campaign focuses on a small cabal of tycoons who have propped up the Han hegemony with political donations and military funding, and by courting investors from overseas. This loyalty has been handsomely rewarded. The 10 tycoons variously appear to have enjoyed immunity from the law, the rich spoils of the government's state looting, and the use of state forces to guard their company operations and violently crack down on local protests against them. These are the 10 tycoons: Kith Men, Lee Yongfat, Sekong Triv, Kakan, Sok Kong, Madam Lim Chiv Ho, Punk Hev Se, Senator Mong Rithi, Trivib, Senator Lau Men Kin. Kith Men is the chairman and CEO of the Royal Group Companies, the largest company in Cambodia. Kith Men is known as the gangster, and he is one of the criminals who orchestrated the false charges to frame and arrested His Excellency Dr. Rach Hat Dam on December 17, 2010. Lee Yongfat is Cambodian Thai descent and has a stronghold Khos Khong province bordering Thailand. He amassed a fortune from importing and exporting cigarettes, generating electricity, and running casinos and resorts. Lee Yongfat used his influence to send armed military police forces to grab land from villagers and to clear their lands by burning down their crops and trees. His net worth has been put at far more than $1 billion. Sekong Triv is the chairman of KT Pacific Group, manufacturing and distribution company that provides one of the largest varieties of services in the country, and he is one of the Cambodia People's Party main financiers. Kakan first became involved in the fishing business and the cigarette industry. He is an advisor to Prime Minister Hun Sen. Sok Kong is the founder of Cambodia's leading oil company called Sckhk, and he has a huge home in Long Beach, California, which worth over $5 million in the Park Estate area. One of the biggest success Sckhk acquiring was the ticket rights to Angkor Wat in 1999. Sok Kong is notoriously known for not paying taxes on oil. Madam Lim Chiv Ho is seen as one of Cambodia's most well-connected women. She is a Cambodian Red Cross board member and fundraiser. Punk Hev Se is one of the most well-known bankers in Cambodia and the developer of the new proposed international airport with a price tag of $1.5 billion. As the founder of Canada Bank, the largest bank in the country, he holds 1/4 of the nation's bank deposits. Senator Mong Rithi has linked to a massive illegal logging racket and a sand dredging scandal worth millions of dollars. He is known as Hun Sen's money man. Trivib, but is known as Hun Sen's advisor, who Global Witness found to be at the helm of a multi-million-dollar timber smuggling operation that relied on the complicity of officials from government, the military, police, and customs. Senator Lau Men Kin and his wife, Mae Fu, they are the owner of Sckhk, the company behind the infamous Boom Kak Lake eviction, and they own land concession of 315,028 hectares, which is 33 times bigger than the legal limit introduced shortly after it was granted. Cambodia is the 162 least corrupt nation out of 180 countries, according to the 2019 Corruption Perceptions Index reported by Transparency International. As noted, Cambodia would be the most corrupted country in the ASEAN. To secure his power, Hun Sen managed to establish his syndicate force with his dirty dozen amassed billions of dollars for his family members. These 12 men were members of the Khmer Rouge security apparatus with Hun Sen.
Thank you for the video, lady. Before I have now the this gentleman, the 10 tycoon. If I pronounce their names wrong, please correct me, please. Now, CHHYNA, can you share with us on this 10 tycoon? I'm going to start with Kitmain first.
Yes, Bong, thank you. Of course, I would like to share about Kitmain with everybody and including all of us here. Kitmain is the chairman and a CEO of Royal Group Company, and it's the largest company in Cambodia. And then I would like to briefly share with everyone that the company was established in 2005, and it is recognizable achievement through the joint venture, which called the Australian base and ANZ Bank Mall. But I just want to let you know that this guy is one of the criminals who orchestrated the false charges to frame and arrested His Excellency Dr. Ray Chatnam on December the 17th, 2010. And I'm pretty glad to know that he is on the Supreme Council of Khmer top wanted list when the new government Khmer Republic takes over the country of Cambodia anytime soon, shortly, anytime soon.
Thank you, CHHYNA. Now, KALYAN, please tell us about Lee Yong Pat.
Every time I'm thinking of talking about all these bad people, my blood pressure goes up, but I'm sorry, but no. Lee Yong Pat is of Thai and Cambodian descent and has a stronghold in Kaktong province bordering Thailand. He amassed his fortune from exporting cigarettes, generating electricity and running casino and resorts. And he has a good relations with the businessmen and the government officials on both sides, which is Thai side and the Cambodian side. And the Cambodian Center for Human Rights reported that after receiving land concessions that exceeds the legal limit of 10,000 hectares from the government in 2006, Lee Yong Pat used his influence to send our military police to grab lands from the villagers and to clear their lands by burning down their crops and their trees. And his net worth right now is put into about $1 billion, but I'm sure it's more than that, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you, KALYAN. Now the next person is CHHYNA. Am I pronounce his name right? CHHYNA.
Yep, pretty much close to it, Bong.
CHHYNA, please tell me about this guy.
I don't know if he's Cambodian descent or not, but CHHYNA sound like Chinese or Vietnamese to me. But anyway, of course, I would be glad to tell you a little bit about CHHYNA. He is one of the chairmen of KT Pacific Group Manufacturing and Distributions Company that provides one of the largest varieties of service in the country. CHHYNA is one of the Cambodian People Party main financiers, Bong.
Thank you, CHHYNA. Now we have Sckhk. Oh, I know this guy. Sckhk. KALYAN, now it's your turn. Please tell me about this man on his organization.
Well, this guy Sckhk first became involved in the fishing business and the cigarette industry. He also broadened his business interest when he started operating Crown Resort casinos in Viewpoint. And soon after, he built a power plant, and he also an advisor to Hun Sen.
Now we have Sckhk. I understand that this guy has home in Long Beach, California. CHHYNA, please give us a brief information about this man.
Well, Bong, this man, Sckhk, has a huge home in Long Beach, California, which worth over $5 million in Park Estate area. Sckhk is the founder of Cambodia's leading oil company called Viewpoint in Cambodia. He spent his time in Vietnam during the Khmer Rouge era and returned to Cambodia after the regime collapsed. One of the biggest success Sckhk acquired was the ticket rights to Angkor Wat in 1999 Mostre. Sckhk is notoriously known for not paying taxes on oil and allegedly made effort to increase current tax payment. Recently, he is still maintaining good relationships with Hun Sen and the government hierarchy.
And now we have the only lady in the group. Her name is Lim Chao Ho, also known as Madam Ho. Kalyan, please tell a little about this lady.
Well, this lady Lim Chao Ho is seen as one of Cambodia's most well-connected women. And I just got word that she is sick right now. She is the managing director of Atwood Import-Export Company, the official distributor of high-end liquors, own hotels, real estate, and property development firms as well. She is a vice president in the Cambodian Chamber of Commerce, has strong connections to other prominent government businesses, officials in the country. One of her strongest connection is to, if I say her name's right, Chun Supiep Yepu.
Yes.
Chun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Yepu, co-owner of Piep Mimax Company. Lim Chao Ho is a Cambodian Red Cross on the board, and she also a fundraiser.
Thank you. CHHYNA, what do you have on Pok Kiao Si?
I think it's Pong
Kiao Si.
Yeah,
Pong Kiao Sai.
I'm sorry. Pong.
Pong Kiao Si. Wow, these names that we actually brought up, we basically not sure if they're Cambodian because they're not. It's not a well-known or typical Cambodian name. But okay, let me tell you a little bit more about Pong Kiao Si. He is one of the most well-known bankers in Cambodia and developer of the new proposed international airport with a price tag of 1.5 billion US dollars. He fled to Cambodia in the late 1970s to Montreal, Canada, where he made a fortune buying gold from the central bank and reselling it at a profit. As the founder of Cambodia Bank, the largest bank in the country, he holds 1/4 of the nation's bank deposit ball.
Thank you.
Correct something, CHHYNA. It's not Cambodian, it's Canadian bank. Canadian bank.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Canada Bank, right?
Yeah, the Canadian.
Yeah. It's Canada Bank. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're right, Bongtre. I'm sorry. I guess because it's in Cambodian, I'm thinking like Cambodian Bank. Yeah. Name it all to Cambodian, right? All the bad things go to Cambodia.
Yeah, I know.
I am correcting. I didn't pay attention. Okay, thank you. Yeah, now we have down to the last three tycoon that are top ally for Hun Sen, also known as a money machine.
Well, the next one, the last three, I would not call him a senator. I'll just call him Mongrati, who Global Witness has linked to a massive illegal logging racket and a sand dredging scandals worth millions of dollars. When the allegations surfaced that the Mongrati was also involved in the marijuana trafficking, Hun Sen said that anyone attempting to arrest him should wear a steel helmet because he is often referred to Hun Sen, money man. Mongrati owns a private port, Oknya Mong Port near Sihanoukville, which he uses to export his agricultural products.
Thank you, On. Okay, this person, everybody well known who he is. CHHYNA, please tell us this guy, 3Pip. Am I said his name right? 3Pip, known as the king of the timber. Everybody knows.
Close enough, Bong. Yes, Bong, I do not have much about 3Pip, but he is also known as Hun Sen advisor, who Global Witness found to be at the helm of multi-million-dollar timber smuggling operations that relied on the complicity of officials from government, the military, the police, and customs. His company was even granted exclusive rights to buy illegal timber that was seized by the authorities to sell on at a profit. Bong.
Okay, now we're down to the last one. Lau Ming Kin and Miss Mai Pu, I guess Ye Pu, both considered one of the most politically and economically connected couples in the country. This is the owner of Sckhk, the company behind the infamous Sckhk. Yeah. The company is behind the infamous Bangkok lake evictions. Their company, PICH, holds Cambodia's largest land concession, 315,028 hectares, which is 33 times bigger than the legal limit that was introduced shortly after it was granted.
Thank you, Own Kalyan and Own CHHYNA. Now, do you have what should we do, these people, when the Supreme Council of Khmer take over?
Yes, Khmer, we should put all of them in jail when Khmer Republic take over.
Thank you, Nhạ Minh. Now let us focus on Hun Sen family. How were they involved in this corruption of logging syndicate? Kalyan, please.
Now talk about the Hun family. Now my blood pressure is going up higher now. So, ladies, you know, per Global Witness editor, he wrote to Hun Sen, stated that 26 of his family members and 42 of the companies that are affiliated in the major corruption, using ownership data that the government has restricted access to. Global Witness shows that members of the Hun family own or part-control companies with listed capital of more than $200 million. But we all know that the number is much higher. Plus, you know, just 6 of Hun Sen's watches that was advertised on the media, they're worth about $10 million or more already. And this is those 6 watches that we know of. How about the rest of them? You know, with this spam, most major section of the economy with linked to international brands such as Apple, Nokia, Visa, Unilever, Procter and Gamble, Nestle, Durex, and Honda. And any of the Hun family members once implicated in $1 billion heroin smuggling operation, shootouts, fatal hit and runs, and land grab that have caused a mass displacement and destruction among Cambodia rural areas. However, if we were to narrow it down to timber or logging sector, Cambodia's most powerful logging syndicate is led by no other than relatives of Hun Sen and his other senior officials. But the most powerful logging syndicate in Cambodia is led by, if I say his name wrong, the Chot. Also, Chot,
Yeah,
sorry, the Chot, also known as Hun Chot, Hun Sen's first cousin, ladies.
Thank you, Own. CHHYNA, can you share some highlight of their crime?
Yes, of course, Bong. I'm sure this is my part. This is a lot of highlights of, you know, what they do in their circle, in inner circle. I will try my best to name the most significant ones, Bong. The apparent abductions and detentions of Leah Chun Hoi. I'm sure, I don't know if this is how you pronounce his name, the managing director of the Kingwood Industry Logging Company, and then large scale illegal logging in the Prelong forest carried out under the guise of the Tamarind rubber plantation development. And then the third one, felling of thousands of raisin producing trees tapped by local people who depends on them on a source of income. Raisin trees are protected under Cambodian law. And then the fourth one, a reported attempt by Sckhk to kill 2 community forest activists in Tamarind who protested the Sckhk company felling of raisin tree. And then the fifth one, use of fraudulent transportation permits describing logs as lesser value of firewood. This may have cost the Cambodian treasury over $1 million in lost tax revenues. And then the sixth one, the export of China of millions of dollars worth of plywood on which no taxes appear to have been paid. And then the seventh one is establishment of Tamarind factory for sawing wood and making veneer. Cambodia's forest law prohibits the constructions of wood processing facilities in forest area. This number 8, this factory process of over 100 100,000 cubic meters of logs a year into timber products worth more than 13 million US dollars annually. Most of the log used were cut illegal and prolonged. And then the ninth one is the above activities are covered by existing Cambodian law and are punishable by prison sentences and fines by CHHOVY, and the rest of Hun Sen syndicate have not been prosecuted. However, things happen, Bong. Yeah.
Thank you, CHHYNA. That is a lot of information. Thank you for sharing. Now let us look at the foreigners that all benefit from this looting. Kalyan, do you have or to share? Can you share with us on the foreigners that take opportunity to loot because of Hun Sen syndicate?
Sure, Bong. Since 2005, Chinese has influxes into Cambodia in tens of thousands, mostly to Sihanoukville, to start a casino and to corrupt our economy with vice businesses. The casino industries, they bring a major crimes to our country. As mentioned, money laundering is on the top crime that the Chinese brought to Cambodia in July of 2019, which His Excellency has proved of the massive money laundering in the trillion mark.
Okay, thank you, Own Kalyan, for a brief note on the Chinese, the foreigner that benefit from our natural resources and using our sovereignty to commit the crime. CHHYNA, what can you share with us on the Vietnamese communist participation on Hun Sen syndicate?
Mong Chavi, for decades, the weak and less fortunate people were robbed. Their land, of their properties, the country and national wealth were also taken away without justification. The worst part was their freedom of speech. Literally speaking, per se, by the government official, either their way or their highway, Bong. And in 2013, they were robbed of their votes because the party that they voted for sold their votes for their benefit. Per Emma Burnett of Global Witness, she quoted again, "The government did not just betray their people, which are the Cambodians, but all the country that came together to contributed billions of dollars to helping Cambodians build a democratic system from the devastations of Khmer Rouge genocide. On that respect, the rule of law and basic human rights. The corrupted elite who have taken part of the looting must be accountable." And Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue, new government, Khmer Republic courts will see justice for Kon Khmer when we come into place.
Absolutely. You know what? The looting of our natural resources and the looting of our countries go deep, that eventually will destroy our, annihilate us from our land. Kalyan, can you elaborate on this for us?
Yes, Bong. The Vietnamese communist mission is to swallow out my land. His Excellencies always said they break us up, they divide us, they destroyed us, and then finally they conquered us. And for the last 157 years, they break us one by one, piece by piece, and divide us to fight each other. They created Khmer Rouge to fight with Sihanouk, then Sihanouk fight with Bonol and Prince Sarimatat. As a result, we engaged in civil war for 5 years that eventually went into genocide darkness for 3 years, 8 months, and 20 days that killed 3 million innocent lives. Well, and this Vietnamese communist is the scum of the earth. They have no principle of value of being a good neighbor. The aggression is in their blood. And please, all Kon Khmer, we must all realize this, and we must stand up for our rights.
I agree, Bong. I do.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Own Kalyan. Please join out. Please point out a few things that we already, lost that proof. We are in the destruction of being annihilated.
Bong Chavi, the world knows this. It is not difficult to name them. Not just us, and I know everybody else. That's what I mean. First, we lost Khmer Krom in 1949, 21 provinces. And then we lost Khmer Kandal in 1979, the world community salvaged for us in 1991, but it was short-lived after the 1993 election. The damn king and Hun Sen managed to set up our sovereignty in a downward spiral spin ever since. In 1999, CHHYNA NOU allowed Hun Sen government to joint venture with the Vietnamese Communist government by pledging 4 provinces, Ratanakari, Stang Trang, Mandalkari, and Krachai, into the Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam Development Triangle area for 99 years agreement that has Vietnam government as a managing partner. You know how terrible that is? It's horrible. Yes, never ends.
On China, what do you know will happen to this joint venture? What will happen to the 4 provinces that annex to the Vietnam at the end of the 99-year agreement?
Bong, no doubt for the next 70 years, the whole area will become just like Kampuchea Crown. Why? Because right now the destined area is populated with only Vietnamese worker, which is actual Vietnamese soldiers, Bong.
Thank you, Ochina. Now, on Kalyan, earlier you mentioned about the communist doctrine, break up, divide, destroy, and conquer. Can you relate to what's happening right now about the communist doctrines?
No, ladies, they continue to eat the flesh and blood of old Khmer. The king and the traitor Hun Sen are the 2 major contributors to the communist doctrines. And the 10 tycoon mentioned on all the bloodsuckers of Gold Khmer with their network company affiliation with Hun Sen's children. And before we go on, we're gonna have a short video to share with everyone to see how Gold Khmer are being suffered and their livelihood are being robbed under this evil regime. So please play the video.
Per Global Witness editor that 26 of Hun Sen family members and 42 of the companies are affiliated in major corruption. As recorded, Hun Sen family members control all major sectors of the economy, with links to international brands such as Apple, Nokia, Visa, Unilever, Procter & Gamble, Nestle, Durex, and Honda. The 100% ownership or part control companies with listed capital of more than $200 million and as today market value, the number is much higher now. In addition, the Prime Minister family members at least once implicated to following crimes. In a $1 billion heroin smuggling operation, shootouts, a fatal hit and run, and land grabs that have caused mass displacements and destitution among Cambodia's rural areas. All his daughter-in-laws, nieces, and nephews are links to his powerful logging syndicate which led by D. CHHYNA, also known as Hun CHHYNA, Hun Sen's first cousin. 2 of Hun Sen nieces managed to looted Cambodian natural resources and live in luxury while Count Khmer are suffering and living below poverty. Hun Chantha bought a £3.95 million, $5.18 million, apartment in London's famous Hyde Park. And in January of 2020, the wife of Cambodia's most senior police officer dropped €2.5 million, $2.7 million, on a pair of 2-story villas on the coast of Cyprus, per Radio Free Asia. Ever since the 1991 Cambodia-Paris Peace Agreement, Cambodia is still depending on foreign aid and special economy privilege to subsidize the government budget. However, Hun Sen managed to own 6 watches are worth over $10 million, with 2 are valued over $3 million each.
Thank you for the video, Lokmani. Thank you so much. And it is sick and painful. Nary, what is your feeling, about this video? How do you feel?
Oh, Khmer. This clip said it all, which indicate that Hun Sen's family are the bloodsucker for 41 years. They must pay. Khmoy.
Yes, lady, it has been a very painful as shown in the video of these looting activities being like committed by Hun Sen family and syndicate. We would like to provide hope and assure Orgon Khmer that the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue with His Excellency as the Commander-in-Chief will shut down the Vietnamese Communist doctrine once and for all. And Kalyan, let's start with you. The Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue solution shut down the Vietnam doctrine.
Sure, Bong. Thank you again. Wow, this video just makes me
My blood is boiling too, believe me.
boiling, but I have to take my medicine after this.
Yes.
But let me say this, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue main priority and mission is to liberate Cambodia from this corrupted regime and to replace it with Khmer Republic government without a doubt, lady. This doctrine is to break us up, divide us, destroy us, and conquer us. Our goal is to bring democracy to the righteous owner of the land, which are the Khmer people. And the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue pledge to serve Khmer people under the new Khmer Republic with 5 solid plans and 4 phases. Well,
thank you, Owen. Kalyan and CHHYNA, please help us to analyze the 4th phase. I understand it is salad, and we have accomplished a great deal since October the 6th, year 2018.
Yes, well, we are a very solid organization. Now, on the phase 1 is all about the following, and we must do this to assure an absolute success. The objective is researching and assessing. 2, planning. 3, preparation to file a complaint with responsible parties. And 4, forming political alliances with the international communities. What we are referring to research and assessing, international treaties implemented such as France annexes Campuchia Krom to Vietnam on June 4th, 1949, to Cambodia Paris Peace Agreement of October 23rd, 1991. And what we are referring to planning is prepare budget plan, set up a mode for release, arrange to manage, developing the development mode, preparation for protection or support for the worst result. And what we are referring to prepare to file complaints is to prepare to file complaints with responsible parties that form political allies with the international communities, like the French government, the government of Vietnam, the Chinese government, and the 18th government, which is a signatory to the Paris Peace Accord. And thank you, Bob. Back to you.
Thank you, On Kalyan. Now, On CHHYNA, please share with us on phase 2.
Long phase 2 is the liberation phase. His Excellency has combined the international special forces of the private military in place to receive his command to move in to take control of the country with a minimum casualty as possible, both sides.
Thank you, On CHHYNA. Now, On Kalyan, please share with us the phase 3.
Sure, Bong. Phase 3 is the control and governance government. This is important phase of the operation and the most important of all. This phase requires high-level plannings than any other phase of all. To assure this, His Excellency has designed a very comprehensive, from the inception to 20 years outlook, with multiple billions of dollars budget to secure resources around the globe. And here are the outline of the phase 3. The Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue has a master plan to implement and direct the new government. New constitution, new identity structure, new passport system, and new currency printing, which is printing new money. Have financial infrastructure to maintain economic stability and to pay off current national debt, which His Excellency is already initiated, and have qualified international level qualifications to help assure good governance. 18 ministry with president as the head of the government, the international lawyers from 8 countries as government advisor till full stability in years to come. The goal of governance is for the people by providing a solid plan to manage economics, social services that needs benefits to all Kon Khmer. To achieve this, it is widely recognized that governance require sustainable human resources development. And the 3 key points of sustainable development are the following: health, education, and agriculture sectors. Adequate health care for all citizens is an essential factor for people to be well and healthy, to fully participate in economic and social activities, to have good educational services, appropriate and adequate vocational training for the public, so that they would have full knowledge and skill to create the most opportunities for themselves, to develop a strong agriculture infrastructure to provide 80% of the Khmer population in the strong farming industry. Now, these 3 main points are implemented in way that to assure the sustainable use of natural resources and environmental protection. Well,
Wow, thank you, On Kalyan. Now, On CHHYNA, please share with us on phase 4.
Okay, Bonsai, this is what I have for phase 4, which is development. The Supreme Council of Khmer Help Khmer for Rescue has a 10-year master plan to develop our country. We have all the specialists in the development to bring rapid development for the following: agriculture, excuse me, agriculture, education, hospitality, industrial, human resources development, and finance. To achieve this objective, Bong, and plans as stated above with the highest efficiency, His Excellency has tapped the finest in the industry.
Thank you, CHHYNA. The 4th phase that you lady just shared with us are very well thought out. I have never heard, of any Khmer leaders before ever thought of this such detail. And now, Kalyan, I understand that you can share with us of this His Excellency power that comes with his responsibility to serve 9 regions and the 205 countries.
Ladies, to accomplish this strategy, His Excellency is very respected in many statements around the globe, as have been quoted many times, 9 regions and 205 countries. Now, with these areas that he is respectful in is in politics global, and the powers are economic power, military power, financial power, and intelligence power. Again, His Excellency, our Commander-in-Chief, is an absolute planner and architecture in this area: strategy, planner, international policy. Bong.
Thank you, On Kalyan. This is very impressive, such as power. Wow.
Bong. It is impossible to envision our glorious right in front of us right now, because it is happening too fast. As we all heard, His Excellency had made a great accomplishment to reach our goal in liberating our country for us, for all of us, all Kon Khmer.
Wow. Thank you, On Kalyan. I am so thrilled to hear this kind of optimistic future, because, ever since my childhood life till now, I only experience hardship for our people and our land because of the damn king and the blood-sucking, leader like Pol Pot, Hun Sen. Please share with our audience why you so optimistic our future.
Well, ladies, as we all seen brief by His Excellency, that the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue mission is marching toward victory is very imminent. Due to his sensitivity of His Excellency's strategy, we are extremely happy to share that we're on a good course to end the pain and suffering of all Khmer. And tonight, please let it all be known that we, the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue, Khmer Republic government shall serve and provide equal opportunity way of life to all Khmer. And in my conclusion tonight, I want to end with this note. As we all heard, we were once called the Pearl of Asia, but that was short-lived. However, His Excellency will restore the glory back to the land of Savanapum. And I am very proud to let everyone know that I am extremely confident that in the hand of His Excellency, we will do better. We will be known as the gold of Asia. As His Excellency always said, the golden rule. The man holds a lot of gold, makes the rules. And you know what? This is no one else except His Excellency, Professor Dr. Ray Chatdam. Thank you, ladies.
Absolutely.
Well, all Khmer, we will never forget for the last 41 years, Hun Sen and his people has been destroying our Khmerland.
Absolutely.
Bong CHHOVY, tonight I want to end it with the 2.6 million people that owe $10 billion to the microfinance, and especially the 60,000 people that are in default with their loans due to COVID-19. And really, I want to express my deepest heartfelt to those helpless Cambodian people who aren't able to repay back to the loan to this evil devil Hun Sen government. Honestly, I can only encourage everyone to stay strong and hope for the best, because the best is yet to come to our beloved country. Those who are still in favor of this corrupted government, please note that this evil regime will be facing imminent future disaster. Hun Sen, bad karma is coming for him and his crony. Technically speaking, his motive is to gain benefit for his family and those who helped him achieve his mission. The thug has no sympathy for the country, and especially the less fortunate ones. He has zero principle and lack of moral value. He continued to loot from his helpless citizen and committing treason with the Vietnamese and Chinese communists. He allowed these countries to rob our home. Sckhk, it is time to wake up. We must realize that Cambodia will never be a democratic country if all of us still under Hun Sen dictatorship. I'm sorry, well, I mean, I'm really upset with this. Now our only chance to have a real democracy is Supreme Council, Khmer Help Khmer, coming to our rescue. Thank you, Bong CHHOVY. I'm a little bit kind of off because every time I stress out how I feel about Khon Khmer and all the people are suffering in our country, my heart is wrenching. I don't know what to do. If I have a bomb, I'll probably bomb those Hun Sen family.
It's okay, my sister, we all feel the same way, believe me, when we talk about this bad people, make our people suffer, our motherland, it's just like I boil up to the same thing. But thank you so much. And thank you, Nary and China. Thank you for your last thought. Again, we come to the end of our 7th show. We first come together about 10 months ago, and our mission collectively was clear, which is no other helping Khon Khmer around the globe with the truth about our dark history. Tonight, I feel that we all have maintained our course of action, and we have accomplished a great deal. I would like to say it again and again. I am very blessed for your friendship and experience that we all undertaking tonight for our motherland. Thank you, lady. I really, again, I don't know how many times I said thank you. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. We as the Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue will make sure all the traitors will be brought to justice. And before we close out our wonderful this evening, I would like to acknowledge Luke Chumtil Svanho and Mr. Ukso for the guidance and the support of our Supreme Council of Khmer for Rescue Khmer Lady Viewpoint show. As always, and to His Excellency Professor Dr. Ray Chatham. We are the Supreme Council of Khmer Lady Viewpoint Show. We wish Your Excellency from the bottom of our heart for giving all of us here the opportunity to be part of the history. Until we meet again next time, next month, if you find this show and the information share of value, please follow the Khmer Politics and Supreme Council of Khmer for rescue. And thank you everyone and good night. Back to you, Nami.
ពេលវេលារបស់យើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាបានមកដល់ទីបញ្ចប់ហើយតែមុននឹងជម្រាបលាខ្ញុំប្រកាសណាយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាសូមថ្លែងអំណរអរព្រះគុណដល់ព្រះគុណជាម្ចាស់គ្រប់ព្រះអង្គនាងខ្ញុំនិងក្រុមការងារក៏សូមថ្លែងអំណរគុណដល់ឯកឧត្តមប្រធានយ៉ាងជ្រាលជ្រៅជាទីបំផុតយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នាក៏ថ្លែងអំណរគុណដល់អស់សំណាក់បងប្អូនខ្មែរទាំងអស់ដែលបានចូលរួមតាមដាននៅប្រវត្តិដ៏សែនជូរចត់របស់ខ្មែរយើងសង្ឃឹមថាបងប្អូនអ្នកស្នេហាជាតិទាំងអស់នឹងចូលមករួមហើយជួយជ្រោមជ្រែងដើម្បីប្រទេសជាតិមាតុភូមិរបស់យើងឲ្យបានសុខសាន្តតរៀនទៅសារឡើងវិញចាយើងខ្ញុំទាំងអស់គ្នានឹងត្រឡប់មកជួបអស់លោកបងប្អូនកូនក្មួយម្ដងទៀតក្នុងរយៈពេល1ខែនៅពេលវេលានឹងម៉ោងដដែលចាសូមអរព្រគុណនិងអរគុណជម្រាបលាចាជម្រាបលា
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ ខ្មែរត្រូវលើកស្ទួយ